This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, FIVB Men's Worlds. Portugal survives. Turkey dominates. Bulgaria cruises. Team USA delivers. Chile bids farewell. UAAP to allow 2 foreign student athletes per team starting season 89. FIFA drops $355 million club payout. Qualifiers get finally recognized. F1 2026 rules shakeup. Big changes ahead. In MLB, Astros survive Rangers 6-5, stay in American League West hunt. In the WNBA, the Fever crushed Dream 77-60 to force a Game 3 decider. And join us as we bid farewell to one of the pillars of Filipino pro wrestling, Chino Guinto. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 17th of September. Now, here's our roundup. What a day inside the Mall of Asia Arena as the 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship delivered drama, dominance, and even a dose of heart. Portugal pulled off the ultimate escape act, climbing out of a 2-set hold to stun Colombia in a reverse sweep, 23-25, 21-25, 25-20, 25-21, 15-11. But despite the heroic rally, Portugal's fate isn't fully in their hands. Their round of 16 ticket depends on Team USA getting past Cuba. And Team USA did just that, asserting control and finishing off Cuba in 4 sets, locking up their spot in the round of 16 while keeping Portugal's dream alive. Over in Pool G, world number 16 Turkey showed no fear against 7th-ranked Canada, blasting their way to a statement sweep, 25-21, 25-16, 27-25. Addis Lagumgia was simply unstoppable, hammering 15 attack points as Turkey sealed their 3rd straight win and the top spot in their pool. They now await either Poland or Netherlands in the knockout stage. Bulgaria also stamped its class, wasting no time in dismissing winless Chile to claim the top spot in Pool E and secure their place in the round of 16. And while Chile bows out without a single win, their return to the World Championship after 43 long years carried meaning far beyond the scoreboard. Captain Dusan Bonacic was spotted at the merchandise booth buying shirts and even a Hataw plushie as pasalubong for his family back home. A touching reminder that for some players, the memories off the court can be just as lasting as the battles inside it. From Portugal's survival, Team USA's control, Turkey's dominance, Bulgaria's smooth advance to Chile's bittersweet goodbye, the World Championship in Manila once again proved why this tournament is all about passion, pride, and unforgettable moments. The UAAP is shaking things up. Teams can now have 2 foreign student athletes in their pool starting season 89, but only one can be on the active roster. The other one will be on the reserve list, according to UAAP Executive Director Rebo Sagisag. The rule aims to prevent season-blowing injuries like NU men's basketball experienced when Mo Diasana got hurt in season 87. On top of that, the UAAP is reintroducing the mythical or all-UAAP team as the elite team, applicable to both individual and team sports, including basketball, volleyball, football, baseball, softball, athletics, swimming, chess, and martial arts like taekwondo, judo, and fencing. The term elite highlights athletes who represent the best across all amateur sports. And in individual disciplines, champions will automatically be included in the elite team. FIFA just announced a massive $355 million payout to clubs letting their players go for next year's World Cup, and that's a whopping 70% jump from 2022. For the first time, the deal, cooked up with the European Club Association, includes players who only play in qualifiers, even if they don't make the 48-team 2026 tournament, set to be hosted by USA, Canada, and Mexico. Back in Qatar 2022, FIFA gave out $209 million to 440 clubs from 51 FIFA member associations. The organization said the enhanced FIFA Club Benefits Program for 2026 finally puts clubs and players in the spotlight for their huge role in qualifiers and the main event, recognizing everything from early development to release for the biggest games. Formula One is gearing up for its biggest overhaul in years. The 2026 cars will look, sound, and run differently. Lighter, more agile, safer, and more sustainable. Some teams even dropped their 2025 designs early to chase the edge. Teams are keeping data locked, but early simulations suggest lap time losses of up to 4 seconds. New engine makers face a long learning curve against Mercedes' years of experience. The FIA admits gaps could grow, but believes most teams will still clear the 107% rule. With testing limited, development is mostly in simulation. Scare stories usually get fixed, but power deployment is still under review. The hybrid era continues with more electric power. Mercedes is expected to be among the favorites. Strugglers may push the cost cap to catch up. New designs aim to improve visibility in the wet. After the 2021 Belgian GP washout, the FIA promises projects are in the works. So expect uncertainty, high drama, and a brand new chapter of racing in 2026. Moving on to Major League Baseball, Jeremy Peña went 3 for 3 with a walk and scored twice. Jose Altuve drove in 2, and the Houston Astros held off the Texas Rangers 6-5. Houston built a 6-0 lead behind Yainer Diaz's RBI double and a 4-run fourth inning. AJ Brubas struck out 7 over 3 scoreless frames in just his second MLB start. Texas stormed back with Jonah Heim's pinch hit homer, Josh Jung's RBI double, and Adolis Garcia's clutch single to make it a 1-run game. Brian Abreu took over and stranded 2 runners in the 8th, then survived a 9th-inning scare for his 7th save. The Astros remain half a game back of Seattle in the American League West and move half a game ahead of Boston for the wild card spot. In the WNBA, the Indiana Fever kept their season alive with a 77-60 win over the Atlanta Dream, bouncing back in their first home playoff game since 2016. Coming off an 80-68 loss in Game 1, the Fever played with urgency from the start, holding Atlanta to under 40% shooting and just 1-3 in the first half. Aaliyah Boston ignited the crowd with a late bucket, followed by Shea Petty's inbound steal. And Lexi Hull's buzzer-beating 3 to close the third quarter with a 15-point lead. Kelsey Mitchell led the way with 19 points. Boston added 15. Natasha Howard chipped in 12. And rookie Michaela Timpson delivered 9 big points off the bench. The Fever never looked back, leading by as many as 24 and showing the resilience that has defined their season. Now it all comes down to Game 3 in Atlanta with a spot in the next round on the line. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Did you know pole vaulters sometimes have to bail mid-air? But what does that mean? Bail happens when a vaulter decides to abort the jump for safety, usually because the plant was off, the takeoff was mistimed, or the pole didn't react as expected. So instead of risking a dangerous fall or collision with the bar, the athlete lets go early to avoid injury. It's a reminder that in pole vault, safety and split-second decisions matter just as much as height. It's time for our off-court buzzer. Adam Silver says a new Euro League could tip off in 2027 or 2028. Timeline, not final. Speaking at a front office sports conference, Silver called a 2027 start ambitious, no doubt, but didn't rule it out. He noted existing European arenas could be used initially until modern infrastructure is ready. The NBA and FIVB announced plans in March to create the league, ending years of speculation. And last month, brought on JP Morgan Chase and Rain Group to advise on finances and strategy. Silver and Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum have held positive talks with political leaders, teams, media companies, investors, and other stakeholders across Europe. Early plans call for 16 teams, including existing European clubs like Real Madrid, Fenerbahce, Istanbul, and Barcelona, and possibly top soccer brands like Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain. One in six current NBA players is European, including MVPs Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo, plus stars like Luka Doncic and Victor Wembanyama. Silver said that basketball is probably the fastest growing sport in the world and a huge number 2 in Europe behind soccer. There's a real opportunity here. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 17th of September. Up next, join us as we bid farewell to one of the pillars of Filipino pro wrestling, Chino Guinto, when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. The Filipino pro wrestling unfinished business saga continues. And as new stars rise inside the ring, one of its pillars just made his swan song. Join me as we bid goodbye to FPW's Golden Boy.
From foreign talent invading Philippine soil to a primetime actor engaging a behemoth of a man, and a longtime veteran putting his career on the line, FPW Unfinished Business was absolute cinema. The most intriguing matches of the event was the 5-on-5 Ubusan ng Lahi elimination match featuring FPW's Cali Nueva, Legendarios, Joshua Elevista, and the YOLO Twins as they battled Grapple Max Singapore's SPD, Hotshot, Extian, Big Dave, and Julian Creed. Seeing 10 wrestlers inside the ring at the same time was an absolute riot. One of the highlights of the match was a high-risk dime from a ladder at Baked Studios Makati by the maestro, Cali Nueva. It seemed as if the home team was going to pick up the win after Hotshot walked out on SPD after an intense disagreement. Despite being outnumbered, SPD managed to outsmart Team FPW to secure the win. In a highly anticipated encounter, GMA artist Rocco Nacino made his pro wrestling debut as he faced the gym bro, Thiago. For majority of the match, Thiago bullied the actor, tossing Nacino around the ring over and over like a sack of rice. But Rocco would keep getting back up, frustrating his burly opponent as the crowd rallied behind the Kapuso leading man. Nacino heat caught fire and ended the fight with a frog splash from the top rope. The main event featured crowd favorite Chino Guinto and reigning FPW champion Cuatro. Right before the start of the match, FPW President Red Oliero announced that if Ginto loses, he would have to retire. The Golden Boy came out guns blazing, and it looked like he was finally going to achieve his ultimate goal of capturing Philippine pro wrestling's biggest prize. However, it was not meant to be, as Cuatro ended the Blessed One's dream by pinning him 1, 2, 3. Despite the loss, Chino Guinto was in high spirits as he reflected on his unforgettable wrestling journey.
We're here right now at Bake Studios, Makati, where we just wrapped up an amazing event, Filipino Pro Wrestling Unfinished Business. And I can't believe what just transpired at the conclusion of the main event. Chino Guinto, unfortunately to his fans, losing to FPW champion Cuatro. And I can't believe that he grabbed the mic after and said that this was it. Chino, your thoughts as you conclude what has been a hell of a career?
Well, I always say if you're not in the business to be a champion, then why bother being in the business, right? So it has been a journey for the past year. Now, me wanting to be the champion, and our president, Bilyonaryo, doesn't want it to happen. So I had to put matters in my own hands, put my career on the line, and you know, ang daming nangyari. And tonight was a culmination of that. Unfortunately, I was on the losing end. But the truth is, Anton, no regrets. I've been wrestling for 10 years. I gave my heart out to everyone here. And I'm just happy that we have a turnout like this today. We have Rocco Nacino, a mainstream celebrity, actor, wrestling. My opinion, match of the night. I don't mind being outshined by this guy, but yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm retiring, but on a happy note. So, yeah.
Chino, you had a very sentimental post, and I really felt the journey, the things that you were sharing started in 2015. You worked so hard to get to this level, a chance to be the champion. You even tore your ACL along the way. I can't believe it myself. I mean, because you know what they say in wrestling, you're never really retired. But I gotta ask you, is this really it?
It's it. It is it. I always say, even before those posts, this is not a work, if you will. This is true. This is our shoot. If I don't win the championship, I'm going to retire. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. But like I said, it's the journey, you know. The thing about wrestling is it's not about the belts. Even they make all about the belts. But hearing the people chant my name, even in defeat, I couldn't help but like feel. Hindi ako sad eh. Naiyak ako kanina, but like I always felt earlier na I have this long speech about like, from 2015, I injured my ACL, blah, blah, blah. Pero all I wanted to say was I'm grateful. We are in a budding industry. Local pro wrestling scene is alive and well. We have people from Singapore flying in to wrestle here. We have Rocco Nacino, as I mentioned earlier. Actually, I have this dream, Anton. I always, every now and then I would see in my mind, me in a big venue, dati Araneta, ngayon MOA Arena, me watching from the stands, a local wrestling show. And I realized just recently na, I'm watching and I'm not part of it. So if this is going to lead up to that, I'm happy. I'm content. At the end of the day, it's about supporting the local wrestling scene. There's a lot of room for entertainment here in the Philippines, and you guys better watch out for FPW and what we're doing in this ring.
Lately, you guys have been bringing in international stars. As you mentioned, Grapple Match Singapore, that was a hell of a match as well. So is that something that FPW will continue doing? I know sa Astig, you guys just announced another big name coming here.
Yes, so for us, it's about building our connections. Philippine wrestling scene, I think around like 12, 14 years. But for our surrounding region in Southeast Asia, mas matagal sila. 15, 16, some even 20 years. And all of these guys have all these experience and these advice that they can give us. So we work with them a lot. So Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, and as you say, Japan. So we have been, Jeff Cobb used to be from New Japan Pro Wrestling, now in WWE. So you can already imagine the network we've expanded. And it's just really bright for the future of the local wrestling scene. Unfortunately, hindi na ako kasali wrestling, pero I'll be happy to be part of FPW, supporting them from behind the scenes. And yeah.
And the fans will surely continue to support Chino Guinto. The shirt that he's wearing right now just came from somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
He needed a shirt. He got a shirt and not the crying Chino shirt from Cuatro.
Reminds me, I have to have that back. Kahit natalo ako, I need that back. Ganda nun.
36,000 daw yun. One of one.
Hingin ko na yun na nga lang eh.
Brother, it's been a hell of a ride. Final message to all of your fans who supported you throughout the 10 years. And of course, sa lahat ng mga fans ng Filipino pro wrestling.
Whether you've known me the past 10 years or just known about me now or you'll see me later on, naglobat ang camera.
Up next, history meets tradition. Bagunas and Alas Filipinas are fueled by belief and a home crowd that won't sit down. But Iran's powerhouse pedigree isn't easy to crack. One match, one survival shot. Who delivers? We're about to find out. So lock in, stay loud, and keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Okay. Here we go. Manila, still buzzing from Tuesday night, the night Alas Filipinas shocked the world. The Philippines, world number 77, knocking off Africa's best, world number 22, Egypt, in front of a crowd that wouldn't stop screaming. The Bazooka, Brian Bagunas, the Phenom, Mark Espejo, Leo Ordiales, they played the match of their lives. Now, that wasn't just a win, that was history. Their first ever victory in a men's world championship. But now, here comes the reality. Iran, world number 16, a team that's been here before, a team that knows how to survive. Here's what's at stake. Pool A is a four-way tie. Philippines, Iran, Egypt, Tunisia, all sitting at 1-1, which means tomorrow's match is a virtual knockout game. Win? Woo, please. And you're still alive for the round of 16. Lose, and it's probably curtains. So let's talk firepower. That's the guy. Brian Bagunas dropped 25 against Egypt. He's turning into a folk hero right before our eyes. But on the other side, grabe, 21 years old. Phenom in his own right, Poria Kanzadeh. He put up 21 points against Tunisia and looked like the most dangerous hitter in the building. This is a heavyweight duel. Bagunas versus Kanzadeh. Who blinks first? What makes this even more fascinating? How about Iran's coach, Roberto Piazza? Literally apologized for having to play the Philippines. Sabi niya, sorry, I wish we weren't facing the host country. But let's be real, apology or not, Iran's coming to win. They're ranked 75 spots higher. They've got the height, the experience, the pedigree. But the Philippines, they've got momentum, they've got belief, and the home crowd that feels like a seventh man. You can't overstate how big this is. Volleyball in the Philippines has always been a passion, but this, iba to eh. This is the men's team carrying the flag, proving that they belong on the world stage. And after Egypt, nobody's calling them a pushover anymore. Brian Bagunas is leading a fearless, nothing to lose Philippine squad hungry for another upset. Mark Espejo's clutch block and veteran composure continue to steady the team in pressure moments. Jade Ordiales' redemption game injects renewed confidence into the rotation. And Iran showcases its trademark depth and long-standing Asian volleyball pedigree. And the win keeps the Philippines' round of 16 dreams very much alive. So, the road to glory in the 2025 Men's Volleyball World Championship just got hotter. Teams are pushing to the limit with survival and legacy on the line. And here's what to watch out for in the next clash. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Philippines chasing a dream. Iran trying to protect its place among volleyball giants. One side riding history, the other fighting tradition. And it's all happening under the lights at the Mall of Asia Arena. So lock in, stay loud, and keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From Olympic indoor and beach volleyball gold medalist and legendary coach who led the U.S. women's team to their first ever Olympic gold, Karch Kiraly once said, "The only way to get better is to keep pushing yourself." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport. on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.